Otto.
Thank you, Otto. Making rocks, yeah. I'm in these bitch on the block, yeah. I'm in these bitch with a mop, yeah. See it when I walk, yeah. Money when I talk, yeah. I'm in these bitch all yellow, I'm in these bitch all yellow, I'm in these bitch all yellow, I'm in these bitch all
You're listening to Vintage Visions on 91.3 FM KWM, West Wyoming Community College. I'm your host, DJ K-Dot, and I'm here with a very special guest by the name of ottoXL. For those of you who don't know him, he's a 25-year-old producer from Long Island, New York. He also happens to be Phony Wallace's older brother, which was the very first producer I ever interviewed, so I've got a chance to talk with Otto and, peep his music and stuff like that. And just super excited to do this interview, man. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you, bro. How you doing?
I'm chilling, bro. I'm mad hype. I got my phony cap on. I got my Otto hoodie on. Ready to roll.
You dripping?
Yes, sir.
That's fine.
But yeah, man. I guess we'll just go ahead and jump into this. What was it kind of like growing up in Long Island, and like kind of what was your experience like?
Long Island is cool. It's pretty regular. It's not like New York, like the city. Like it's more like suburban. I had like a normal childhood. Can't complain really. Love my family. Love my parents. I was like more like sporty growing up.
Yeah.
Like I played baseball and I skateboarded a lot. That's how I spent most of my time.
So like, did you start like playing baseball like when you were a little kid in like the little leagues and stuff like that, or like when did you start?
Like T-ball type shit.
Hey, that's hard.
I loved it. That was like my first dream. I wanted to be a baseball player.
Hey,
for sure.
That's fire. I see you go to like games and stuff like often and every once in a while and stuff.
Yeah, me too. I'm a big Yankee fan.
What was kind of like high school like down in Long Island?
High school was cool. I was like pretty much cool with everyone. Like I didn't have problems with anyone. Like no one like hated me for any reason. Like I didn't have beef with anyone. Is what I'm trying to say. Like I was cool. I was in with like every group. Like I was like not the most popular kid, but like everyone knew me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's cool. Was there like, I guess like kind of quick question, was there anybody that was making music before you were like around that time, like in high school? Was there kind of somebody like put on the scene in Long Island or anything like that?
Honestly, no. I didn't really have anyone putting me on in high school. I wish I did, because like making music wasn't even a thought in my mind in high school. I wish I started earlier, because then like I'd probably be way farther than I am right now. But it worked out. I had friends that I eventually started making music with, like after high school, that I knew from school. But like as I was in high school, I never thought about me making music as a possibility.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, like when you finally kind of get in the groove of things and stuff, then it's always like, dang, I wish I would have started sooner. But I think, like I'm a firm believer that everything happens when it does. You start when you like, everything has a purpose. Like maybe you needed that time to develop, or like, you know what I mean? Like I think everything happens for a reason. So
that's definitely true. Maybe if I tried it earlier, I would have like not gotten it right away and like just given up. And got turned off by it or something like that. But having Sony as my brother like really helped me get the ball rolling.
Yeah, for sure. I guess you said baseball, you said skateboarding. What are like some other hobbies like that you were into as a kid or still are into?
I was really into Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, video games, the cards. I had some crazy Pokemon cards that if I still had to this day, I'd be rich.
Damn.
But my mom must have thrown them away one day or something. I can't find them.
Damn. R.I.P. Otto's Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Pokemon cards, bro.
I'd have a crazy bag right now.
And so I guess, kind of moving on from like your early experience and stuff, you said you started right after high school making music. Like who were you making music with, and like kind of who did you like start getting? Let's back up. Sorry, like who were you like inspired by? Like I guess at around the same time that you were like thinking about doing music and kind of who you're pulling from, I guess.
Well, I started because with when Phony started making beats like really early. Like he used to be a DJ, but eventually he just got into like making his own stuff. And I had this friend named Justin, and my girlfriend actually. My girlfriend is a singer. All four of us just wanted to like make music in some way, but I didn't want to like. I didn't want to be a rapper. I wanted to be a part of it in like some other way. So I started like I was the one that like would record everyone and like mix the song and like put it all together. And like I would have everyone else do, and Phony would make the beat, and my girlfriend would I would like help write songs, but like I just didn't like the way my voice sounded, so I didn't want to be like a rapper. I always do that from the jump. But inspirations musically, at the time I was into like just getting into like Lil Uzi and Young Thug and Travis Scott and like that new type of music, that new like sound that came around like 2016. But my first ever like music inspirations, like I was really into My Chemical Romance and Green Day. That was like the first music I actually like got into, like without like hearing it on the radio. Like I would actually go out of my way to listen to like My Chemical Romance, Green Day, Nirvana, and then like I eventually got into other rock like AC/DC. This is all the stuff that my dad showed me on to like Metallica, AC/DC, Iron Maiden, Aerosmith, stuff like that. Like 80s rock, he would say, that like white dads listen to. So that's what he put me on to. That's fire. And then eventually I heard like Kanye, 808s and Heartbreak, and like Dark Fantasy, and then later on heard like Yonkers by Tyler the Creator, and Day and Night by Kid Cudi. And those, I remember those being like specific songs that like really changed my taste in music towards like the rap scene. And then like got out of the rock, I guess, for a little while, but then ended up bringing it back in like my own music in a way.
I feel that's mad cool, bro. So as far as
it was like all over the place.
As far as like you know, like you said, you were kind of helping out like in the very beginning, just kind of helping out with like Phony doing his thing and then like helping record and stuff like that, or it was kind of like the position where you're like, you know what, like I want to make a beat, like I want to try this out.
Yeah, it took a while for me to like eventually what ended up actually happening is Phony left his keyboard in the studio, which is our garage, overnight, like after he left, and I was like, you know what, why don't I just mess around and try to do something? And like I just did some like, you know, like first beat ever type shit. It was like probably really bad, but it was fun. And like I already, the best thing about it was I already knew the software because I had been recording for like a year at this point. So it like made the process of learn. I didn't like once I started making beats, I didn't have to like learn the whole program. I just learned how to like the formula of like how a beat is constructed, and like I already had the program down.
Yeah.
So that helped a lot, and eventually I got into like sampling old songs, which is like where I actually started like being like, oh wow, I can actually do something dope with this. But it was still pretty bad at the time.
Yeah, that's dope.
Eventually,
like, just like finesse Phony's lab or like load the keyboard and just
yeah. He joked about it. He's like, oh, Otto about to make a beat tonight. And I was like, yeah, but like I didn't think anything of it at the time, but it just like clicked pretty easily.
As far as like, I kind of want to like go back to some of your previous aliases. I guess we'll talk about that like before we get into kind of like your early success with Young Bob and stuff like that. But like, what were some early aliases? Because I know there's like a couple.
Yeah. So my very first, it's so whack. like when I rapped like once or twice, and like my nickname growing up was Joe Cat, because like my actual name is Joe Catalinato. Otto's like the end of my last name.
Yeah.
That's how I get the name Otto.
Uh-huh.
But the first part of my last name is Cat, and like my first name is Joe, so I was Joe Cat in high school. That's what everyone called me.
Yeah.
So when I first started rapping, my name was Cat Dog, like DOGG, like Snoop Dogg, but Cat Dog, and like
Hey.
it was like some stupid corny name, but it was funny, so I went with it. And then when I started making beats, I changed it to CD2G, which stood for like Cat Dog with two G's, because like the dog, it was like DOGG. So it was CD2G. That was my first producer name. And for some reason, once I got a MacBook, that's when I decided to change my name to Otto, because how I work is I number all my beats. Like still to this day, all my beats are like, if Phony like names all of his beats, he'll like think of a random word and like assign that word to the beat, so that beat's called like whatever he thought of. I literally just I go down the list and just number them. I made it to like 105 beats, and then I changed my name to Otto, and I went back, reset from Otto 1, and just kept going.
That's nutty, honestly. Like I mean, I produce on the side, but I just can't imagine like y'all go hard for real. Like it's mad inspiring just to see how much like content and how many beats you guys make and like are just putting out. There's always something with Otto on it coming out. There's always something with Phony coming out. I kind of mentioned that to you when we FaceTime, but like y'all are crazy, like inspiring to me at least. Just watching you guys work and just like the content you put out.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, we try to stay busy. Like, Phony definitely goes like harder on the amount of beats he puts out than me. I'm more like I sit on and like kind of like overthink beats sometimes and like work on them for hours. But Phony will like just keep like it's like what's the word? It's like an assembly line. He just bangs them out. Like he'll do like 5-10 beats a day. He's really nutty with it. But yeah, I love working with Phony and just sending him like I'll send him like 3 melodies at a time, and he'll just bang them out in the night and post them all the next day. I'm like, holy shit, like these are crazy. Like he'll do something to it that like never even like would cross my mind to do. So like I always know when to stop myself when I'm making a beat. Be like, no, I'm gonna send this to Phony and let him finish this. And like it always works out. And then like he'll hit up Trumpster or Bob or whoever, or Edison or something, and then let me know that we're dropping, and it's always lit. It always works out.
So kind of tell me like a little bit about you and Young Bob's like early success, because I know you guys like were putting out songs. You kind of told me a little bit about it, and like like I went back like peeped a lot of those songs, and they're fire, and like they got some good numbers. Like y'all were like yeah, like just kind of explain like you and Young Bob like working together like early on and that success.
Yeah, I met Bob in 2019, like summer of 2019. I met him through my boy Foreign, who's also a super talented artist. You should check him out. So me, Foreign, and Bob would link, and like literally the first song that we made, like started going crazy on SoundCloud. Like to us at the time, it was crazy. So we just kept doing that, and eventually Foreign moved to California, and then just left me and Bob. And I was like, I remember talking to Bob one day. I was like, you know what, like me and you just have to lock in and just go hard and because like I felt like Bob was the perfect match for the certain kind of beat that I make, which is like kind of like a dark like emo vibe, but like more turned up, like harder bass, up tempo, harder like Bob just fit it perfectly. So we just started cranking those out, and it started doing really good. Like even like overseas, like we noticed like a lot of Russian fans, Germany, England, like places like random. It's super dope. to me that our music could travel that far.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're still working on it, but
Hell
pretty
yeah.
cool.
So I mean, like, I mean, obviously, like you were saying, like you were kind of already in the situation and just like wanting to progress. But what do you think kind of like solidified to you that it's like, okay, like this is what I want to do, and I'm gonna like dedicate as many hours as I can to this, like for the rest of my life, or like this is, like this is the dream, the goal.
I guess like once people like started taking me seriously is when I started taking myself seriously. Like when people started putting value on what I was doing, they'd be like when I started like, having people be like, yo, like, I'll pay you to do this for me, blah blah blah, like anything music related. I was like, well, I can really like actually like pursue this. And once I was like, I started doing like studio sessions at my house like before COVID, but then once COVID hit and I lost my job, I was like, I'm just gonna go all in. I have all the time in the world now to just focus on getting people in here recording, selling beats, making money off the hour, charging people per hour to record and mixing their song, all that, and then hopefully turn that into like making a hit song out of that eventually.
Yeah.
But that's how it pretty much started, and then started branching out, like working with other producers, like marketing myself, trying to get my name out there around my area in Long Island. I know there's like a big scene out here of producers and fire engineers and stuff like that I'm trying to link with and really take myself to the next level and like actually get like a hit song, a big placement with like a big artist. That's what I'm working on right now. I love working with the underground, of course, forever. Like I love having fucking up the underground with Phony, but eventually I want to like break through,
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. That's like, and I mean the rate that you guys are going and all that stuff. I mean, you're getting bigger like every week. It seems like, or bigger every month, and like it's just like I mean I really mean that to like the fullest extent. That like you dudes like have really like I guess laid the platform for like me just like looking at what I need to do to like get to the next level and just like kind of like analyzing what you guys are doing and like how you guys are connecting with people and like even like who you guys fuck with and like produce too. Like y'all putting me onto like a whole scene that I didn't even know existed and stuff.
That's super dope to me. Thank you, bro. Yeah, that's all I want to do is like inspire people to do their thing, whether it's music or not. And that's dope that I put you on to a bunch of artists that like you're now a fan of.
Hell yeah, dude. I guess like my next question is, just kind of going along with the, like what kind of motivates you and stuff like that. Like what motivates you to keep going every day, knowing, like, I mean, you get that motivation from like, everything else that you already explained, but like, how do you keep that motivation going a year down the road, 2 years down the road, like because eventually things kind of start to like slow down or just get more stressful or like people lose motivation. So how do you like just keep that in you and just like keep going hard?
I don't know. It's a tough one because it's hard to. I feel that though. Definitely get unmotivated sometimes, but I would say you just gotta act like there is no plan B. Like I literally just have to make this work, or I'm fucked pretty much. Like, because realistically, this is the only thing I want to do. Like anything else would be considered a failure to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to make the music shit work, whether it's my own music or whether it's having my own studio, making other people's music. I just want to be successful in the music scene in some way, shape, or form. I want to be able to just provide for my girlfriend, future family, my mom, like stuff like that. I guess that's like a big motivation for me. And like also I just want to make a hit song. Like I love like the feeling of just making a song that you like really, really genuinely like you want to listen to yourself. Like that's like a great feeling. It's like the most satisfying feeling to just like not even like just like a beat where you're like, wow, like it's just super dope. Like I never like thinking like back in the day, I never thought I would ever make something like this cool. Like that's pretty much that's pretty much it. Like,
You're saying as
yeah.
far as like just yeah, like looking back to like like what the vision event like originally was and like where you were at to now like where you're at now and like the content you're putting out,
Yeah.
like it's just like holy shit, like I made that type of thing.
Yeah, I really just started making, literally just started making music for fun. Like, just like as a joke. Like, it's like crazy that like, it actually turned into like something.
Uh-huh.
That's wild to me because like, it was never even a thought in my mind. Even when I started doing it, I was like, oh, I'm just bored. So why don't I just make a beat? Why don't I just like record my friend just for no reason, just making a song that no one's ever gonna hear?
Yeah.
And it turned in eventually. Yeah.
So I guess like like how you're saying like what like motivates you and just like going all in, like what did you want to do before like you were like started like yeah, okay, music is the thing, like what were your plans before that?
I've always wanted to be a businessman. Like, I don't want to have a job. I don't want to have a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I wanted to always be my own boss. Like, I just never knew what field exactly. I've had like a couple ideas throughout the years, but like none that I ever took that seriously. But I actually see myself doing like something music related, whether it's like a studio, record label, like just like something something in the music industry is 100% what I want to do with my life for sure.
Yeah. I definitely can relate to that as well. Kind of going back to like a little bit is like ottoXL and stuff. Like, explain a little bit more about like ottoXL, the name. You said that's like Otto is like a part of your last name, but like the XL, like where does like the blue character come from, and like kind of like yeah, I want to hear more about like the name and like ottoXL.
Well, I wanted to just be Otto, but I can't just be Otto. Like, there's already a bunch of people named Otto in the world. It would be hard to like Google me and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I basically just started like typing in names on Instagram that like weren't taken, because like I wanted like a short Instagram name. Like I didn't want to like it to be too like dragged out. So like I got this name ottoXL just because XL, like I'm a big dude. I'm 6'4", 220 pounds.
Yeah.
And I just think the letters are cool like together, like X and L.
Yeah.
Like there's really no bigger reason behind it. I just was able to get the Instagram handle. It looks cool to me, and I'm big and I like to do things big,
Yeah.
But that's pretty much there's no like actual reason behind the XL besides I thought it looked cool and I got the name on Instagram. I really just want to be Otto, but I can't.
What about like the blue character? Yeah.
Yeah. So the blue character is from this old computer game from the 90s, I believe, maybe early 2000s, called Pajama Sam.
Dang.
I was super obsessed with that game as a kid. Like I literally would play it every day, and I would beat it every day and just go back the next day and do the same thing. It was just like super fascinating to me, like the art in it and like the characters. It was just super, super dope. And by some miracle in the game, there's a character named Otto, and the blue guy like did like a little like whistle or something like that's in my tag and said thanks Otto.
He like turns around from the boat or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's the clip. It's on my Instagram. It's like the first post on my Instagram. That's where my tag is actually from. It's from the old game Pajama Sam. And like I just think he's like super cool looking. Like I love the color he is and like his hair and his like pajamas, his like thing of cookies. Like he's super dope. And I was able to like spin that into like my own character with like the help of fire artists like bobfrxst and my boy Yami.
Yeah.
That like they're super dope with the way that they put like a little spin on it to make it more like unique to my own character. And yeah, it's just like a super nostalgic like image to me. Like it just reminds me of like a simpler time,
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people like will see it on my page and like either like DM me or like comment like, oh my god, like this unlocked a memory I forgot I had. Like I completely remember playing this game when I was like 5 years old, and like I think that's really dope that like I can like unlock that memory in people's heads, because like it did the same thing to me one day. I was like, oh my god, I couldn't like, and like it was just such a coincidence that I was able to get such a fire tag from the game too. So it all worked out. So cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so crazy. Like I was lucky enough to still like be born in the PC age. Like my brother was the one that was playing the PC games and stuff. Like I played a little bit, but like I still remember that era. Like do you remember it was like a coloring game. You're like little splotches. I don't know. You probably didn't play that because you're like older than me and stuff. But like I remember that like Harry Potter. Like there are all kinds of cool like PC
Yeah.
games and shit. But that's like hard though.
Yeah, I was super into like old like going on the computer after work after school, and like going to like some even like the old like DisneyChannel.com, and I would go play like the stupid like mini games on the website. Like like stupid stuff like that.
Yes.
Or like I would have like old like CDs playing around. I don't know where my mom got it, but she had like a bunch of old random games that I got like super obsessed with. And then I got like a Game Boy. I started playing Pokemon, and it was it after that.
Hey, that brought me back some memories.
Right? Yeah.
So how would you like
Miss that.
describe like the ottoXL sound, like your production specifically?
That's hard because like I like try to dip into so many different styles, but like my favorite sound to do is like the sound that I described with Bob. It's like up tempo but dark at the same time. It's like happy but sad at the same time. It's like chill but hype at the same time. It's like hard ass bass. Like I keep it simple with the drums. For the most part, I'm really inspired by Pierre Bourne and his like simplistic style that's also super catchy and dope. Like I just feel like less is more sometimes, and like I just like to make that stuff that's really catchy but like simple and like easy to like grasp, and also easy to for an artist to like rap on, because if there's like so much going on the beat already, there's not going to be much room for the artist to like do their own thing. And like that's what I learned like doing studio sessions. Like most of the time, like the beat that would get chosen by the artist would be like the more simple one that like I wouldn't expect. Like maybe I should like start like not putting all these extra sounds in and just like keep it more bare and let the artist do their thing. And then like maybe if I want to go add some sounds after he's like recorded, stuff like that. It's like there's a bunch of stuff that you learn along the way. But yeah, and then like I'm really into like this new like rage music, like like the new Trippie Red sound. Like I love rage beats. I'm trying to get into more like pop EDM nowadays. Like I'm really out here trying to make a #1 hit, yo. Like I'm really trying to branch out from like the dusty underground sound, which I still love so much.
Yeah.
Like I mostly just listen to underground music from my friends, but you know, I'm trying to really like I'm at like a really pivotal moment, I feel like, in my career where like I have to make a decision on like how I want to proceed as a producer, like which lane I kind of have to like find a lane and stick to it.
Yeah. So as far as like when you're saying like the EDM stuff, do you want to like would this still be like hip hop? Is like you're getting like rappers like to kind of like branch out of like their like typical beats and like what they like, or is it more of like you kind of want to like get out of like the underground scene like in general and just kind of start branching out and like working with other artists in different genres?
Yeah, I just want to like experiment with new sounds. Like someone rapping on some EDM shit would be cool to me, so I could try that. But like I also just want to like collaborate with new producers and let's say make a whole another sound that like I'm not usually like that's not usually like in my comfort zone. Like I was really trying to get out of my comfort zone is what I'm trying to say basically.
Yeah.
And like I love like fusing genres together. That's how I really like started making beats for Bob. Like I just like one day I was like, why don't I just take this old metal song I used to listen to, take the guitar from it, and make a trap beat out of it? Like, why not? That sounds cool. So I did it. It went super hard, and it ended up being the first beat that like actually a big artist like you would use, and like it actually made its way all the way to TV. It was on like a national television show, so that was super dope. And like I was only making beats for like 6 months at that point, so that was another thing that really showed me like, wow, I can really do something. If like I only been making beats for 6 months, and like one of my beats made it to TV.
That's wild.
Then yeah, I haven't had another beat on TV since then. It was kind of like a weird, crazy coincidence, but it just showed me like, wow, anything is really possible. Like it really doesn't take. It just takes like a timing and luck.
Yeah.
Really, like it's actually crazy how the industry works.
So how would you I mean, you already explained like the ottoXL sound, but like how would you describe like the signature sound and how it's evolved over the years? Like how could somebody just like from, obviously the ottoXL like beat tag, but like how could somebody like just turn on a song and know it's an auto beat?
I would say the 808s have got to be hitting right.
Yeah.
Like the 808s and the melody I think is what stands out the most in my beats for sure. Like I like to have my 808s kind of like melodic, like not hitting the same note over and over again, like kind of like jumping up and down, like making like a melody in itself, and like have to be like thumping right. Like I have to have it like shaking the car up, like I'm just super into that. And like the melody has to be catchy, and like the sound selection is super important. I go super like deep into like thinking about it when I'm making it. Like sometimes I think too hard, and like that's why I like to have people around me when I make a beat sometimes to just stop me and be like, nah, that's fire, like do that again. You know what I mean? So we're like I don't always like figure out what's fire on I do, but like sometimes I'll do something fire and be like, I don't like it that much. And then like if someone was there, they'd be like, no, do that again. Like you probably do that when you're like rapping too, right? Like when you like spit like a line and like you just glaze over it, and then someone else is like, no, do that again, like record that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's mad weird how you can like, as an artist or a producer, you can have like different versions of yourself, and like you might not like that version of yourself, but like somebody else might like fucking love that version. You know what I mean? Of like and like what you're putting out, and like like the type of tape it is, and like
exactly.
But I also wanted to kind of cover like when you were saying, like you told me earlier as well, that you don't only produce, but like you're starting to get into like more stuff in the industry, getting more involved behind the scenes, and like you started engineering, and like kind of talk about like what other stuff you've been like experimenting with and like broadening your horizon.
Yeah, so I started so up until a couple months ago, maybe even 1 month ago, every song that I ever recorded and mixed and mastered was on FL Studio, which is what I also use for making beats. So like I would just always use that to record too, because like I knew it like the back of my hand. Like I didn't want to have to go to another program that I didn't already know. But eventually I was like, you know what? Like I want to get a job like in a studio to just like to get my foot in the door with like artists, like so I can get beats to them, get placements. It's just another really fire way to like be like in the room, be like needed, like make yourself useful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I learned Pro Tools, which is like the industry standard program that is used in like every big studio in the world. Like that's what like every studio like needed me to like know how to use in order to like for me to be recording there. So I was like, you know what, I just have to do it. And with the help of my boy Henny, who's the engineer at this new studio I've been working at, he's like really helped me like like super fast get it down. So like I owe a lot to him right now, but he really helped me learn like the ins and outs of Pro Tools. So like it's a super more professional like sound, and like just really took it to the next level for me. I'm hopefully gonna start doing sessions at some sort of studio, whether it's that studio or not, and just hopefully making some good money and getting my beats. Like that's the most important part to me. Is like I want to get songs with people, and like engineering in the session is gonna help me like get my beats in front of people, and then like hopefully one of those songs eventually will blow up and make me rich and famous. You know what I mean? Like that's like that's like the whole idea.
Yeah, I mean that's like, I mean, that's a genius idea, you know, and like that's a smart to do that, you know. Like I think a lot of, you know, I wouldn't say a lot, because I think people are slowly starting to like kind of catch on and like broaden their horizons, and I think it also kind of just comes as you like progress in the industry. You just kind of like learn new things and just want to do more. But like it's like mad smart, especially as a producer, to like be wanting to get into that engineer like position, and then, you know, own your, like, you know, go work hours in a studio, or even own your own studio, and then like you're making more connections, and then people are coming to you with their money instead of the other way around, and like, you know what I mean? Like, and yeah, like that's definitely a damn good like direction to head in.
Yeah, I just want to make myself like useful in as many ways as possible, so like people like have a reason to go to me for like whatever they need. Like I want to be like the one-stop shop kind of thing. Like, I can make the beat, I can record the song, I can mix and master the song, I can help you write the song. I pretty much do everything except rap.
Might have to get back on the mic. Might have to get back on the mic, man. So get.
No, I'm retired off the mic. Yo. You would. I'm off it for good.
Yeah.
No, maybe one day if I have the right enough idea.
There ought to be like y'all ought to flip it or sometime, like like you and Phony will rap, and then like have somebody else like produce it or something, that have like Trompster produce it or something.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's a good idea. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Me and Phony will rap on a Trompster beat.
Hey.
That'd be dope.
But I guess like kind of moving in that direction, you know, you are part of like a collective or like a group. I'll definitely let you kind of explain it, but that's coming out called BLACKCATMAFIA. I guess kind of like explain what BLACKCATMAFIA is, and like how long you guys, or like where the idea came from and how long it's been going.
Yeah, BLACKCATMAFIA is just a good group with like all of my really good friends that we were all chilling, talking music, making music together anyway. And eventually one day we were just like, why don't we just all come together and like work as a group to like help ourselves like grow together. Like it'd probably be easier than doing it on your own. So we just like formed a little collective. We have like all the pieces of the puzzle. We have like the producers, the artists, videographers, like graphic artists. So, and we're just trying to link and bang out as many good songs as possible. We're not all in the same state right now. Like Phony's in Florida. He gets home soon, but he's been in Florida for a while, like a month. Mm-hmm. My boy Reed, who's a super talented artist, is in Cali right now. He keeps coming and going, Cali and back. You never know with him. But he's super talented. I miss him. Trying to link with him ASAP. And for me and Trompster have been working for like a couple of years now.
Yeah.
I met Trompster on his 21st birthday, right when he got the big stomach tattoo that says Trompster. Yeah. I don't know if you ever seen it, but
yeah,
I met him the day that he got that, and he pretty much came to my studio, and just with a bunch of Budweiser and just got super drunk, and it was sad. We probably made a song that night, but ever since then we've been really good friends. And he'll just come over, we'll bang out. Like he works like so fast and precise, like better than anyone I've ever like recorded. Like he's like literally a musical genius. I've never seen anything like it. Like every line that comes out, he punch in freestyles. Like he like freestyle, but it'll be one bar at a time.
Yeah.
So every line, like I'm just always super interested to see what he's gonna say next. Like, I love, and like he's like he can dip into any sound. Like we'll make like funny songs. We'll make hard rap songs. We'll make like auto tune, like singing beautiful melody type songs. And like literally like every song he says something like I've never heard anyone say, like in music or not. Like he just says like the most outlandish stuff I've never heard anyone say. And it's just like he's like my favorite person to record because like I said, just never know what he's gonna say next.
Yeah.
So I can't say enough about everyone in Black Cat. They're all super talented and they're my really good friends. And I just want to see all of us succeed together, you know.
Yeah, I guess like just like I know like all the members and stuff like that, but I guess for everybody else that doesn't know, like you said, Tromster, Reads November, Phony, Otto, like
then there's Hani.
Hani
I've known for the longest out of everyone in Black Cat besides my brother, obviously. He lived up the street from me, and he like became a big part of the situation when me and Bob started making music. He would help with the song production whether it's like beat making, songwriting, like he was like a big director in helping the song get to the final steps. And then my boy Eric, who's Lone Yami, he's a really talented graphic artist. He does like he like has this comic book series where like everyone in Black Cat Mafia is like featured in this comic book.
Yeah, they're hard.
It's like a whole story about a bunch of crazy stuff, and it's really super dope. You should definitely check that out. He also makes music himself and does videos and stuff. And then there's Phony. There's Poji, who's another super dope artist that I met through my boy Gorky, who's also in the Mafia. He's like definitely he's the fresh boy. Like he don't even be rapping that much. He's like the fashion head.
Yeah.
And then there's Murph, who's a super dope videographer. He be doing the music videos. He like has a crib where we all go chill sometimes. Super nice kid, super dope. And then there's Big Bobby, who I haven't seen in a big minute. He's been in Atlanta doing his thing, like working. But he's a fashion designer. He like cuts and sews super dope pieces and stuff, like thrift shop type shit, like Ass Pizza. If you know who Ass Pizza is.
Yeah.
He's like stuff like that. Super dope. Super nice guy. He also makes fire music too. And then my boy Severio.
Yeah.
Who is a super talented artist himself. He's also a super talented engineer. I haven't seen him in a minute either. I missed him. I haven't seen him since like my birthday. My birthday, which is October 2nd, was the first and last time that all of us were in the same room together. Like we all, like everyone popped out for my birthday. It was also like the night I released my project. And we realized, wow, like this is like the first time we've all been in the same room. Like it was super dope.
So as far as like Black Cat Mafia, like what is the name and like I guess like where did the idea come from, the designs, and like what do you think Black Cat Mafia like symbolizes?
I think that Tromster and Reed and Eric were the ones that came up with the name. I wasn't a part of it, but I know that it represents like, I guess like bad luck. Like
like Black Cat, like
yeah, like the Black Cat, like it. I think that's the idea. I'm not sure. That sounds right.
But what about like the Black Cat merch? That I still need to order that shirt, but I actually did go put in money so I can order that shit. I just keep forgetting. But tell me about the Black Cat merch and shit.
The merch is super dope. My boy Yami does that one like hand, does them all by hand, spray paint with like stencil. It's super dope. I just got my own personal Otto custom. About to go crazy. He did like a giveaway where he like an Instagram giveaway where the winner got their own custom shirt. He one of one customized it himself with the spray paint, and it's super, super dope. It looks mad cool. And we're gonna start doing a lot more shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we want to do a whole full blown like clothing brand that's not like merch. Like, you don't want to consider it merch. Like, we want to like actually make an actual brand that doesn't say like Black Cat Mafia, like, and like stuff like that. Get into like the fashion world, stuff like that. So it's not like literally just merch. But the merch is dope too. The merch goes super hard. I love it.
I guess like I wanted to ask you like the question or the difference in like shirts. So like I've seen like the ones that have like the Black Cat, like they have like the Batman like logo on it and like all that, and then they have like say like Black Cat on it and it's like letters. But then I've also seen like the ones that I think it's like the same thing on the back, but then there's like actual like Black Cat on the front. Like what's the difference between the two shirts, and like how do you know which one I'm gonna get? Because I want to get the one with the cat on it.
It's literally they're all the ones with, they all have the cat on the front and the Black Cat Mafia writing on the back.
Oh, okay.
But some of us we just like wear it backwards sometimes. You know what I mean?
I see.
So the words are on the front and the cat is on the back.
Yeah, okay. That's what I figured. I was like, they might just be wearing it backwards, but I'm like, is there two different shirts or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm definitely
it's literally the same shirt just backwards.
Definitely gonna buy me a Black Cat Mafia shirt as soon as possible. And I guess like while we're talking about the merch, like let's talk about like the Thanks Otto merch, like the bobfrxst merch that you guys did, and like just kind of like I see you guys also have like the Black Cat merch, but then like Trompsters dropping merch, Phonies dropping merch. Like I have, so I've been buying that shit as well.
Yeah, my boy Bob Frost helped me design the logo in general that I used for my album cover, and then we ended up turning it into shirts, stickers, T-shirts. I have like a mug that says Otto on it. It has the face.
Yeah.
And he wrote like the thanks Otto out, like with like the teeth and the eyes. It's really cool. And yeah, it's literally like my first time ever doing anything clothing related. So I'm really hyped with how it came out. I really think the designs are actually cool. Like I fuck with it OD, so I'm super happy with it. But the next merch, the new merch is gonna go super crazy.
Yeah. Hey. Yes, sir. But as far as like a little review on the bobfrxst Otto merch, good quality, dope designs. Like I really fuck with it. Like sometimes you'll buy, like some people just want to like put the like least amount of like money into it. Like let's buy the cheapest shit and then like all that just like make the biggest profit. But like you can tell like it's good quality and it's like it's fucking hard, bro. Like nothing's cooler than like literally wearing some Otto Phony shit and then listening to Phony and Otto in the car, like. You know what I mean? Or listen to like a Trompster when I got the Trompster shirt on. Like I just think that shit's mad cool.
That is cool, bro. That is dope. Shout out to you for always showing love, yo. You're really a real one, and for spinning us on the radio all the time.
Yes, sir.
Repping the merch, putting us on, interviewing, all that. Like I wish I had a radio channel like yours playing underground shit around me. Like I would think that's super dope. Like I would actually listen to that. I don't think there's anything like that around me.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
Really just putting on for the underground. Like you're all the way in Wyoming, right?
Yeah.
That's super crazy that I'm on the radio in Wyoming all the time. That's super hard.
Yeah. Like I guess I'm going to keep this quick because I want to keep this like under an hour, so we still got to like cover the project and a little bit more.
Yeah.
But, shit, lost my like Wyoming's like one of like the last states that needs to be put on. Like you can't really like look up like Rock Springs rappers, and there's like, not really gonna be like much that comes up. So we're kind of like the last state that would get put on, but like the first state that's like playing underground hip hop, I guess. I mean, they used to do that shit like back in the day on college radio and stuff, but like I feel like that definitely was something like new that the underground needed.
For sure, bro. Super dope.
So as far as like the Black Cat Mafia, like you were saying that y'all were gonna like have a tape maybe, and then like you also did like a show recently, like in October.
Yeah, we've done a few shows. It's at Hani and Eric's house. We just like literally just throw a little mini concert on the front lawn. It's like a really good time. We're trying to make it bigger. We're trying to bring in like event promoters, and we're actually trying to do an event soon where like we rent a tent, put it on the lawn, get heaters, so we can actually keep people warm and stuff, and keep everyone in the same space, and then just like go crazy with the concert. You know, Tromster and Bob put on a great performance. Everyone, Severio, Reed, Yami, they all put on great performances. Like the energy is really there in the show. Like a bit, we love like really going crazy during the performance. It's like super. I love like really crazy like concerts. So I'm trying to like mosh and stuff. I'm trying to bring that to the Black Cat world.
Yeah. I'd so phony this too, but if you guys ever like, if I'm either coming to Long Island, or y'all are gonna go on tour, and I'm gonna catch you on tour. But I'm seeing y'all in live one time in my life at least.
Yeah, bro, you got to for sure. And we're hopefully, yeah, we'll make it to Wyoming if we go on tour for sure.
Yeah.
I'll make sure we add that.
Yeah, I mean, I book a, and then
where do you have to go? Where do you usually go if you're going to a concert? You go to like Utah, Salt Lake City, or something?
it's kind of like, yeah, that's a good question, because I was gonna ask you kind of like a similar question type of thing, but basically Salt Lake or Colorado, those are like the hot spots. There's a venue in another town called Cheyenne, but that's like 4 hours away from me, like on the very other side of the state. And but yeah, that's pretty much like Utah and Colorado, so it's always like a fast drive to the or like not a fast drive, but a long drive to the nearest venue.
Yeah, I heard Wyoming's beautiful.
Oh,
yeah,
it's definitely beautiful.
Colorado's beautiful. Definitely, I'll definitely try to make it out there one day.
But where I was going that with is just, I see like you guys doing more of like the local shows, like just at one of y'all's cribs, or like, stuff like that. So is there like venues like around you, or is it kind of just like there's no venues like anywhere, you got to drive, like kind of same scenario?
Yeah, there's venues that we're looking at right now. We were just like trying to test the waters and like seeing how many people we can get to show up.
That's
or,
smart.
Like, just like, yeah, like before we like go in like crazy, like investing into like an actual show, like we just wanted to just like we have the space, like Hani and Yami live at this house where the people downstairs are our friends too, and they fuck with the music, they fuck with the concerts, like they're big partiers, so like they're like, yeah, let's do it. So we just started throwing shows in the yard. So we even did one inside the other day. It was more like less people, but we just love performing, so we're just down to do it whenever.
So I definitely wanted to cover this, like, so you dropped your, first full project, Thanks Otto, on your birthday. How long were you compiling songs for that, and kind of like what were your opinions on it, like after dropping it?
Man, probably at least a year I worked on that project, and it was a bunch of songs that were supposed to happen that ended up not happening. Yeah. There's a bunch, and then it turned out that I got blessed with a bunch of fire songs that Edison wasn't gonna drop. So he was like, you know what? Why don't you just take all these songs and put them on your project? So I ended up taking those songs and old songs from. There was like a couple songs that I recorded specifically knowing that it was going to be on my project, but most of the songs were just like songs with other people that they gifted me, Mm-hmm. But the Bob and Hani song, In the Sky, that was like such a crazy beat that like I knew Bob wouldn't go on normally, but I really wanted him to. So I was like, you know what? I'm putting this on my project, and I'm going to have Bob rap on it. And then Hani was like, you know what? You're bugging out. Like, Bob's never going to go on this wild-ass beat. And then Bob heard it. He instantly just hopped right in the booth and banged out that song. Hey. And then Hani was like amazed to the point where he was like, I got to get on this. So he spit a little quick verse, and then that ended up being like one of my favorite songs on the project. It was actually doing like pretty well compared to the rest of it. But yeah, I love the way it came out. Like, I'm super, super satisfied with the the order of which it's like now every song is different than the last one, and I think that's super dope. But I didn't want to make it like cohesive. I wanted to make it like all over the place. I wanted to put like people who wouldn't usually be on the same song like on a song together. Like I wanted to like
Yeah.
I wanted to do stuff like that, and I love the way it came out. It's super hard, and I'm dropping. This is a special announcement. I'm dropping the little deluxe version of it soon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw 3 or 4 songs that didn't make the cut, and maybe a couple new songs that I've made since then.
Hey.
I'm gonna do like a Thanks Otto Deluxe, SoundCloud only.
That's
probably.
fire. That's fire.
Yep. First heard right here.
What about like the cover art with bobfrxst? Like, how did the cover art? I think you already explained it a little bit with the merch, but
Yeah, so Bob designed that face a while ago, and then I'd sent it to Phony, and Phony like ended up doing the background stuff with like the colors and the imagery.
hey.
So Phony ended up making like a lot of different covers, in that it like used that Otto character, and that just ended up being the one that stuck. But like they all went super hard. Like he banged them out mad quick too. I don't even know how he did it, but it worked out mad well.
That's mad dope. Then I also like, I mean, I don't want to go like too far into it, but I also remember you telling me that you also planned, you have tapes besides the deluxe and all that, like that you were like, this is not just going to be like a, like there's going to be more Otto tapes coming and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely more Otto tapes. Are going to be Thanks Otto 2, Thanks Otto 3,
yeah,
a lot more. And then we're going to do, me and Trumpster have to get a project in eventually, a solo Otto Trumpster project.
Yeah.
He has projects with Phony that I'm all over, but I'm trying to lock in with him and just do a project ourselves. Me and Reed are also trying to lock in and make a project together.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm kind of focusing on dropping some singles right now, except for the deluxe. I'm gonna drop the deluxe, and I'm just gonna start dropping singles all the time, like hopefully once a week, but at the bare minimum every 2 weeks. I'll drop a new song produced by me on my own page, so I can start to get like my own platform up, instead of like giving all the fire songs to the rapper and letting them drop it and get all the notoriety. Like I'm trying to get my own page going, have some lit music on there. So yeah, I have a lot in store.
Yeah, definitely expect more Otto projects.
Yeah, a lot more Otto music coming, and then hopefully I'll be on a big placement. You'll hear Thanks Otto somewhere sometime on the radio, billboard, somewhere, iTunes charts.
Yeah,
I'm going for it.
Kind of tell me about like any like recent collabs that you've done that you're really excited about. I know like Trumpster just dropped Pipe Mare, and you're like Freaky Friday and shit like that. Like what else? Like what are some other like songs that you're just like, you got to go listen to this?
That's a good question. I really like the new song on Phony's page called Sunray with Edison.
Yeah.
That one's super dope to me. Me and Bob have a song dropping on Sunday that's super, super dope, dropping on all platforms on Sunday. Like you said, Trumpster's album Pipe Mare, that's Trumpster's best project to date, and that's saying a lot because he makes a lot of projects and they're all super fire. But this is like the best he's ever sounded, and my songs on there are like some of my favorites, like Closet Hating, Freaky Friday, but also the first song, Do My Dance. I think that's the best song he's ever made. Like, go run that up. That if you're gonna run anything, that's like the best song.
Yeah.
I had that on repeat, and I have songs that I can't speak on right now, but they're coming in the future. There's a lot of fire things planned. Trying to link with bigger artists, get my name out there. So hopefully I'll have more fire news next time. But as of right now, yeah, just go check out those. Oh, that I also dropped. Me and Phony dropped a new song with David Hayes.
Yeah, I
Who,
saw that one as well.
Yeah, I used to listen to him like before I started making beats, so that was super dope that we have a song with him now.
That's fire.
Yeah, go check that one out too. Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. Just go either peep like Phony or Otto SoundCloud. Just go through the repost if you're like looking for more tracks. They definitely like have a lot of good
Yeah,
songs on there, like the repost and sections. Same with Tromster too.
all the songs that I repost on my SoundCloud are songs that I produce. Like I don't repost anything that I didn't produce. So if you just scroll down my repost, it's like a produced by Otto playlist.
Oh yeah. I guess like we're kind of winding down on time, but I wanted to just like already covered this as well. I don't want you to like leak anything like that you got going like right now, but like who are some dream collabs? Maybe that's like a little bit out of touch that like you would like to work with eventually.
Yeah. Definitely Trippie Redd, Chief Keef, Lil Uzi, Young Thug, Playboy Cardi, Matt Ox, Ken Carson, Yeet. Those are all people. I'm just naming people that I'd be listening to right now. That I would just love to work with, of course. I think, yeah, Rico Nasty, Super Fire. That's all I can think of right now. Definitely more that I'm forgetting, but
yeah, that list sounds good to me, man. I know quite a few of those artists. I think that'd be hard.
That's a good start.
I think a Otto Maddox Phony track would be hard as hell.
That'd be hard as hell, right?
Yeah, but yeah, bro. I mean, like, we're about winding down on time, but I just wanted to ask you, like, what's next for ottoXL? I mean, you said the Lex, just different mad tapes. Like, what else can we expect?
Like I said, yeah, just expect new music coming from my own channel. Very frequently, I'm trying to get that set situated where I can have enough songs to drop all the time, so I can keep the content coming. And just expect more BLACKCATMAFIA music. Expect us to fuck the game up soon, eventually.
Yeah.
More beats from me and Phony. Plenty of Phony collabs coming. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
More merch.
Probably something probably more, merch, clothing, all that. Hopefully some dope visuals, some videos from my first songs from my project are in the works.
Hey.
That will hopefully see the light of day sometime. But yeah, just know I'm working super hard to make this shit happen. So whatever I gotta do, I'll do it.
Hell yeah. Well, Otto, before I wrap it up, I just want to say thank you, a lot. I just really appreciate it. I mean, you find a lot of good people in the industry and you find a lot of bad people in the industry, and I feel like you can always kind of tell who really like has your back and like who actually cares about you. And I feel like you and Phony are people that like I can tell actually like care about people and don't just like use people for their benefit, and like make connections with people, build relationships with people. Like y'all are just like some genuine ass people, and it's just mad love. And it's just been crazy like watching you guys like over the past like couple years, and just how much you guys have progressed and just like the way you guys are going. And it's just really cool. And then like I said earlier, just have how much music you guys have put me on to, and like the plug, like always just like sharing my shit when I like post you guys or whatever, and just kind of like including me in like something I guess that I wasn't a part of or that I wasn't aware of like before like I met you guys and like started watching you. So it's mad love, man. It's been crazy.
Yeah, bro, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and we'll do some more shit in the future for sure. I have a lot of ideas. We'll be in touch.
Yeah. And definitely when the show comes down or opportunity, I'll definitely be front and center at that show.
Hell yeah, bro. I got you tickets. Whatever you need.
The exclusive meet and greet tickets.
Of course, bro. We'll kick it one day.
Hey, that'd be fire, bro. But yeah, man, I know you're probably tired. It's like one o'clock where you're at, so I'll go ahead and end it. But like as always, thank you again, Otto. It was a pleasure. I'm very excited to put this out, and y'all go fuck with some Otto, man. Like for real, for real. And where can they find you as far as like streaming platforms and Instagram, Facebook, all or like SoundCloud, all that?
You find me on at ottoXL, OTTOXL, on everything.
Talk soon.
Bet, bro. Be in touch. Have a good one.
Peace out.
Thanks, Otto.